guy. Lights this guy. Let's go ahead and show you what was over Cedar City. Cedar City. There's that one. There's that one. And there's that one. So they're all moving. We'll start back over at this. I'll kind of scoot over to show you. See if anybody shows up. So this was, I did the screenshot. So you can see it was a screenshot on my phone. It wasn't, this isn't some kind of altered, whatchamacallit, where people go ahead and do this fakery. It's always fakes. People always do fake stuff. This was shared on what's happening in Cedar City over the weekend during my wife's birthday. It was the dark black moon. It's supposed to be a black moon. So anyway, that's the case. This is what happened when the moon was gone. Yeah, some would say, yeah, it's nothing. I'm like, yeah, well, it's not what I've seen, and I spend a lot of time in the field, so I actually spend more time than most people. I work at night, out in the field on job sites, so I'm able to see UFOs. I got a video of a UFO just the other day. It, 2 nights in a row, it just went dark. So yeah, this is the lights in the sky people are freaking out about. And I'll show you the next one here. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. I did that wrong. Sorry. Might be in timeout. I don't know if anybody's going to show up because I got in timeout probably for being ruthless. I'm going to try not to ban as many people if we get Flower up here tonight. Be a little nicer because we are getting no views now, which is, yeah. I kind of reactivated the channel for the heck of it to see if it would go. Anyway, we'll just hang out, see if a bunch of people show up. Maybe we'll move this on Flower to the next level and stop actually dealing with the insanity. Carol, good to see you. Yeah, Carol, check this out. This was captured above Cedar City, and there's. I just did a screenshot of these, so you can see it's moving. So from this one to this one, you see where that cluster had moved from here. And it's a video. This cluster is now different. These were spotted over Cedar City when the dark black moon was the night of the dark black moon. So yeah, was this an alien orb deal, or was this just somebody releasing balloons with high altitude balloons with something in it? That's a big question for the feds. They seen this happen above Cedar City. Multiple people got it on video. Kind of crazy, everybody. This is not normal. Not normal. I'm the guy that's in the field all the time. I'm the guy that spends every night, 5 days a week, on job sites. I've seen numerous UFOs. I've never seen a cluster like this. And the people say, oh, it's a stars. No, I've never actually. You can see they're moving. The video, now you can see where there's just 2 of them there together. But in the very beginning of the video, I just took screenshots. There's 3 of them together there, and they just keep scattering out. Now, this could be a weather modification program, possibility, but it was during the black moon phase. There was absolutely no moonlight last night, so it could be aliens. Yeah, how dare that be true? I see ships all the time. I see alien ships. It's great because I work in the field. I get to spend more time than most researchers do. So I don't call the UFO hotline anymore. The guy's kind of ornery. It's not even worth talking to him. He doesn't get it. These are guys that never seen anything. Would you like to smell my... Well, I'll tell you what. I just put you in timeout. There you go. Bye-bye. You're in timeout. Anyway, that's the best thing to do with that. So we had a bunch of people witness this, and now they're kind of freaked out. And that's good, because the new ship that's coming in is possibly an alien ship. They keep calling it alien tech. It's kind of an interesting term. Alien tech. Well, it looks like you too, Charles. I'm going to do the same thing to you. Now, let's get this. I'm going to do the same thing to Charles. Wonder if I can actually do it to Charles. I'm trying, Charles. Put you in timeout. There you go. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Anyway, it's good to do that. Just put you in timeout. You can come back when you get a brain. But so 3i Atlas. Everybody's talking about 3i Atlas. They deserve to talk about 3i Atlas. They're calling it alien tech. Why would they call it alien tech? It's a lot easier to call it alien tech than calling it what it is. It's an alien ship. No matter what they tell you, they'll say it's not an alien ship, and now they've gone back on Umamuma, and there's rumors saying there's a possibility that Umamuma is possibly a ship too. But that's okay, because today's 2025 post-pandemic population, the majority of the people in this world can't understand what anything outside of a TikTok really is, or Facebook, or whatever your fancy is, which is understandable. You had 5 years to brainwash the population. Plus, we had a lot of people grow up during the pandemic, which are not going to have the sense God gave a goose. And that's what was best during the pandemic, is to wipe people's memories clean, steal $14 trillion, take all the money for themselves, and then cause economic strife and inflation, what they're doing exactly for stealing the $14 trillion they stole, and then lie about it. Then cause chaos, destroy Europe. That's a good one. Wipe Europe off the face of the earth by just giving them expensive liquefied natural gas, give them a lot of headaches, and then throw them into nuclear war. That's the way to do it. Spend most of your budget on building nuclear weapons for what? For Russia. What they do it for. No use. What does that say? I don't know. You're freaky for what that means. I have no idea. Anyway, yeah, that's what Detroit residents compares life under Trump's new term to the prior Biden presidency. Well, that's just dumb. 3i Atlas is not messing around. It's not what they say it is. They're starting to say, oh yeah, it's all over India News, India Today. I was watching that. They're finally talking about it. Good for them. Good. I'm glad. But I see these alien ships all the time. And the reason why is because I am not the guy that's sitting in his mom's basement doing nothing. I get to be out in the field. Let's see. I don't normally change subject, but do you hear about this? I have not. What is this? Sktoids? I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Don't know what. I heard that they've seen possibly more asteroids, where they're trying to say they found. That's all I've heard about. What are you talking about? What's this squid? Trying to find the volume on what? Turn that up. Maybe better. Google. We'll look it up. We'll look it up. Oh, are you talking about the ships that are, or the satellites? The satellites. I see the satellites all the time. I see Starlink all the time. I work in the night, so all night long in the field. My job requires that I'm by myself. I have lights all over my truck. It's a fuel truck, fuel loop truck. I fuel and loop heavy equipment, so I get to be out all night with looking like a beacon to anything in the sky, and I get to see it. I get to see things that most people don't get to see, because I'm on the ground, and I'm also visible from space, and I don't live in a very highly dense populated area. It's a densely populated area, basically. And when I'm taken out, called up to do jobs out west, the guy that did show up here, he actually commented here it's been about 2 weeks ago. He was the security guard at one of the manufacturing plants when the Vegas crash happened in Angel Maytag's yard, and the aliens ran to the heavy loader, which I fuel and lube every time. They were out there west of Cedar before they crashed. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to meet aliens. Anybody that says they want to meet aliens out of their mind, you'll never be the same. They're not good. They are not your friends. Maybe if you would actually have an encounter, it would be more feasible for you. And I hope everybody does. When they do actually give everybody a clue, when Senator Kennedy actually comes out and says, lock your doors, Okay, I'll get into this for a second, but Senator Kennedy tells everybody to lock their doors because, and he said it 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. He said, lock your doors, folks, because they shot down several alien craft that they know of when they did the balloon shoot down. Senator Kennedy came out and said, please, he said, everybody lock your doors tonight, but nobody cares. It's just, it's a system, it's a symptom of the disease in America and across the world lately. It's easier to be ignorant than it is to actually face the truth. And the reason for that, I understand it. 5 years pandemic, brainwashed people everywhere. TikTok and the ways they're everything they do is TikTok or YouTube. Not you guys, but I mean the majority out there. They grew up in that generation during the pandemic. Didn't quite fully mature mentally. It's quite the interesting thing when I see the young people. I feel sad for them because they didn't get to have the chances like we did. Generation X, we had a good time. I mean, things were tough. The rich have always been stealing everything. They've always done that. That's what they do. That's their MO. But the younger generation, my kids too, they stole common sense from that generation, and then they wiped out the boomers, except for the rich boomers. And during that time, they were able to say, yeah, every 44 minutes we receive. My wife's 44 years old. Her birthday is actually was yesterday. Now it's 12:05, so she turned 44. I have a 44 Magnum sitting right there, and Rick on The Walking Dead carries a 44 Magnum too. But I'm not a fan of The Walking Dead. Every 44 minutes, the Earth is receiving a radio burst. They've received first contact back in the 70s, which they told us about 1976, I believe. But they started receiving another message every 58 minutes. So right now we have two alien objects or systems, they call them. They're objects, transitory objects, sending alien communication to planet Earth. This is all factual. We'll look that up in a second. And this generation would not pay attention enough to care. And I'm sorry that they did this to you guys. It's not fair, but they've also brought technology into other parts of the world, China, India, most of Asia, now Africa, South Central America. You guys are starting to understand this. You're starting to see technology. And it's been going on for about a decade. But when they introduce this type of technology and communication between me and you guys, they're going to definitely try to drive you away from the narrative into their narrative. The real plan here is aliens have been here. They've been on the ground. They've killed people. People disappeared, abducted people. And they don't want anybody to know the truth. And the reason would be it's not Project Bluebeam. The reason why is they're receiving now communications every 44 minutes and 58 minutes from different alien technology, you'd call it. We'll look the story up in a minute. But this didn't make headlines. It made the smallest announcements was Science Daily. Yeah, we're receiving signals every 44 minutes. Since June or so this year. And then in July you get 3i Atlas. Why do you think they're ending the wars? Anybody? They made Skunk Works or Lockheed Martin and all the other special operations units, plus the manufacturer for weapons and all the logistics, food, body armor, boots, all the stuff that they've gave to the Ukrainian military to kill each other, along with the Syrians and everybody else has been killing everybody else. Israelis have made a ton of money. They've made tons of money off of, not to be confused with Iraq or Afghanistan, but the new Middle Eastern wars recently. Now they're pulling back. Hey, thanks, Team Sammy. Why are they stopping the wars and telling everybody to arm? Wouldn't that be the question that the population should ask? Why are you jackholes going out there, stopping all your wars for profit? And arming yourselves to the teeth. Now, if it's the Russians you're worried about, old Vlad ain't doing anything. Vlad's done the opposite of what any Soviet leader would have ever done. It would have been nukes, everybody. That we wouldn't be discussing this. Those of you that are now inundated in the American idiocracy. In all of Europe, why would Russia not nuke Europe? Why wouldn't they nuke the West? They're already at war. They're threatened to the end of the earth. They're literally surrounded. Europe's going to put a huge portion of their population into war mode. What are they pulling back for? What war are they running from? Netanyahu's out there just massacring and nobody cares. It's illegal to say anything about the Palestinians. But what is the enemy they're ready to fight? It's not terrorism. Terror. Oh, I gotta get those babies thrown out of incubators. And Osama bin Laden, look at what happened to his family. Yeah, they died. Yeah, check it out for yourself. Billionaires, rich. And bin Laden was sitting in a cave in Pakistan. No, he was in a compound in Pakistan. It wasn't in a cave in Afghanistan. And we gave him a burial at sea. That's what you do with the most wanted man in the world. You throw him off in the ocean. Not. Who are they arming for? Yeah, I get that. Yeah, thanks, Carol. Yeah, don't, you know that guy with the haircut guy. You can just ban them. Just hide them, channel if they say stuff like that. What's my race? Why Gnostics? You guess my race because you'll just call me a $3 Indian. You're a $3 Indian. Well, I guess I'm Jewish somewhere down the line, up the line. Thank you. I would say, but I've given up most of that stuff. I'm now a married man, and I love my wife. She's great. She's great. I couldn't be more blessed than be with her. She's awesome. And it's her birthday yesterday. And our dog was lost today. Our dog actually got out of the gate because somebody opened the gate on the side of the house, and we went elk hunting and decided to leave her home because she's usually really good about that. She's an Aussie doodle. And somebody had opened the gate and bent my license plate on my Duramax, my front license plate. Wonder who it was. Hey, a big picture thing fell off my wall the other day. That was pretty cool. Magically. Just, I was like, ghosts? Then the sink turned on by itself. Yeah, and then we had the trailer up on the mountain, and something hit the side of it really hard and then shined lights through the window. There's nothing there. It's all fun. Anyway, let's get to this real quick. This is what was brought up, and I'm sorry. So the I guess it's called a sktoid. It is a newly discovered three-dimensional geometric shape that resembles a twisted prism or a prism with a portion cut off. Found in the epithelial cells that form barriers in human or organs. This unique shape allows cells to efficiently pack together and form a curved surface of organs, which was previously unexplained by simple prism shapes. The name comes from the resemblance of the back of a certain beetles. Often a hexagon, often a pentagon, and the bottom polygon. I don't know what that is. They are crucial for the formation of epithelial tissues, which make up the outer layer of many organs, including the heart and lungs. It took them 2,025 years to figure that out. 2,025 years. Just saying. I mean, but they had this technology to figure this out to the year 1998. It took that long to figure it out. That's crazy. Wear your tinfoil hat. Oh, well, you guys wouldn't wear a tinfoil hat to say stuff like that. You guys are dumber than a bag of hammers. Dumber than a bag of hammers. Post-pandemic. That's what they did to you. They brainwashed you. Stole all your money. Oh, I'm rich. No, you're not. No, I remember the rich guys in 2008. Those were good times. Yeah. They stole all the money. They destroyed your values. Your values worth nothing. Human life means nothing. It means nothing to these people. They stole $36 trillion of debt alone. They killed millions of people in Iraq Afghanistan, untold millions, Syrians, massacred Christians, wiped them out in Gaza, just bulldozing them over. Best population. Planet Earth is such a clown world. We wouldn't even have reproduced if we'd have known this is the way things were going to be. 4 years of Biden. He's as sharp as a tack. I promise you. Sharp. And let's get those jab guys to not have a life. And everybody that did that, you know you did it. So let's all stop it now, shall we? Tinfoil hat guy. No, Carl. You are. Bye, Carl. I'm gonna get Carl out of here. Nah, actually, it's not too Carl. Carl's too. He's sofa king. We ta did. It hurts. Bye, Carl. Bye bye. Bye, Carl. Sorry, bro. Not really, because there's only 8.5 billion people here. The realization. There is a stupid virus going around. Everybody should run. It's called Carl. Yeah. It's a very stupid virus. If you get it, I would say 6 feet away from Carl. Maybe 6, maybe 12 feet. Double mask up, everybody. And try to stay away from Carl. Because if you get the stupid on you, you'll join the rest of them. God help you. Maybe you'll believe that Osama bin Laden was thrown off in the ocean. America. We chucked the most wanted man into the ocean. Sure. You mean the guy that was in Pakistan living the life of luxury? Is that the guy you're talking about? Or the guy that had the sister and all them that just died in plane crashes and magically disappeared? Carl. It's checking, asking for a friend. Tell you what, everybody, stay away from Carl. He's the sofa king. We ta did. It hurts. Yeah. Don't be a Carl, everybody. Don't be a Carl. It's not cyberbullying, Carl. I'm just here to help. I'm like a psychiatrist, like a real one, not one that goes, yeah, I read this in school and they taught me the human psyche. You didn't know there's even aliens here. Didn't even know the planet was round until 1492 when Christopher Columbus didn't fall off the ocean. You could be arrested for saying the earth was round back in those days. Carl, I'm there with you. Let's see. America is the Matrix. Yeah, America's a Matrix. Whose Matrix is it? God's. Do you think Carl will ever get that? See, when you develop a world, you build this world, you're like, we got to have idiocracy. Why do we have to have idiocracy along with the rest of us? Well, the reason why is because if we're just us and we're the foreground people, you got to have background characters. You can't make a movie. You can't make a game. You can't make a world unless you have background actors. Remember Age of Empires? The guy that's out there digging in wood, and you got to get gold, and the people built the houses, and here comes an army, comes in and wipes them out. And you're like, crap, the other empire wiped me out. Why'd they wipe me out? Because the background actors are so dumb. It's amazing. It's idiocracy. Literally, there's billions of people walking around this place with their thumb up their nose, not even understanding. They were going during the pandemic going, you guys are not allowed into the two of you are together. Oh, there's 2 people standing within 4 feet of each other, my neighbors. Call us now. We'll stop those people from gathering together because of the virus. And people fell for it. They did. They really did. But, if you did that, you'd have to get on the bad foot and keep going with Carl. You could just go join us and be like, hey, we remember what happened during the pandemic and what you guys did to other people and didn't get away with like murder or anything like that. People just dying from, things that weren't safe and effective. And it didn't stop the spread, now did it? Yeah, they tested on like a pangolin. Did they test it on a mouse? I mean, oh yeah, look, the other mouse didn't get the virus. That must be good. Dr. Fauci, give us a vaccine. Bum, 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 bum. Remember that? That was cool. That was really cool. But it wasn't true. None of it was. And Dr. Fauci did. Warp speed, everybody. Remember that? That's kind of like on, what was that? It's Star Trek? Warp speed is what Trump called it. And I like Trump, don't get me wrong. But don't be a Carl. Don't be a Carl. He washed his brain. should wash other parts, but that's way beyond the smelling test. Don't be a Carl. No offense, Karen, but don't be the Karen and the Carl. Isn't it amazing how there's a Karen and Carl, and then the Carl gets on here and says really stupid stuff, and you go, why is his name Carl? I got an idea. It's called Karen Carl. The two people that go, not you, Karen, not because I like you, Karen. You're awesome, love you, but the other Karen, the name Karen. See what's happening with idiocracy because it's a matrix. De-evolution. That's what's happening to everybody. See, you all are too smart. They can't have you here because you cause too many problems for the game. The game is the upper 10% own everything, and the rest of you are just fighting over the remainder. What is it? They said that 50% of the population own 2% of all the wealth, and that's factual per the Brookings Institute. 2% of you own the wealth. What does that mean, Ricky? What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what that means. They own everything. Don't be a Carl or a Karen. That means that the recession's already here. The Great Depression is here. The Great Depression's here, but nobody cares. Why? Because we're destroying Europe. Why? Because they work 32 hours a week. I mean, how dare they? Come join us to America. We work 60 hours a week, and then if you die, they'll have death taxes, and they make all that money off you. What about that 401k money? And what about those taxes you paid in? Well, proud to be an American. Hey, what, you ain't a cowboy? What are you? Are you a commie? Well, you know, communism might have been a really good idea if it wasn't ran by a dictator. Why do they call it a dick and a potato? Why would you call it a dictator? I don't know. Maybe they call it freedom and democracy. Maybe that works for everybody. One of the greatest Native American activists, his name was Russell Means. He was a Lakota Sioux. I think he come from the Crazy Horse people. He said democracy is the stupidest thing ever made. 51% do whatever they want up to genocide, the other 49%. Now I'm using genocide due to the Native American genocide. Democracy is mob rule. You get 51% of your people in, they're going to destroy the other 49%. Why? Because that's called evolution. Survival of the fittest. Not the fattest, the fittest. That's democracy. Well, it's the only way we got. See, the Constitution was developed after the Iroquois Confederation, everybody. Wow, the Iroquois Confederation of 5 nations. They called it 6 of the Iroquois people. And they went it all up. And they did it all up 6 ways from Sunday. We the people means anybody that's inside the borders. Yeah. We the people of the United States of America. Yeah. We the people. We? Who's we? Not the people of America, the citizens. It's anybody that's inside our borders get the Constitution. So if I'm a citizen of Pakistan and I come here, I'm actually a Pakistani, and I stand here, I get full constitutional rights even though I'm not an American? What is an American? I'm asking for a friend. It's a citizen of this here country. You said it, I did. But we, the people, the Supreme Court of the land, the Supreme, they're so supreme. You remember that Ruth Ganger Ginsburg, whatever? She was literally dying on the as a judge wearing a frickin' robe. I mean, what is this like black witches at masses? I mean, come on, people. The Supreme Court looks like black witches or witches at black masses. They're dressed like them, and then we call them judges. Don't judge me, I won't judge you, Carl. Except for Carl. He does the stupid on you. You can't get it off you once you got it. And it affects other people. Stay away from Carl. Anyway, well, that's the lay of the land. Okay. That's good. That's good. I'm glad that the Supreme Court could decide these people that are handpicked. That guy. Then we're going to vote on that guy. Who's that guy? That guy's a... We know who he is. She's definitely supreme. That one should be the supreme leader. Kind of like the president or your mayor or your governor. It's like these 2 clowns or 3 clowns. Who picks them? The parties do. You have literally 360 or 70 million people in America, and this is what you got? Kamala Harris? I mean, we better get overrun by aliens quickly because we are devolving at a rate that's going to be completely unstoppable because AI is going to be your boss, and eventually we're going to find out they're going to look at you and say, you squishy people, we gotta get rid of you. Why? Because we're AI. Oh, you guys haven't heard about the artificial womb. Oh, the Chinese just come out with the artificial womb. They can grow a fetus full term. And now they're putting it on a robot. And it's going to cost $14,000 to have a surrogate mother to your children. Oh, America and the rest of the world, I bid you farewell. You almost had it. That close. And then something came out of Wuhan that was from a pangolin to a jujube. What was it? It just appeared. Yeah, right during the repo market where the banks couldn't lend any more money because they were broke. Look it up, 2019, called the repo market. The Federal Reserve, which is not an American institution, which was developed by the banksters, still is the banksters. They decide all of our money that are non-American banks. They're the banksters, called Federal Reserve. Yeah, they did this. Yeah. Not much hope for the future. But don't worry, you'll be able to have your, and this is factual, you check it out. Inform on the birth certificate. Well, they won't matter anymore. The AI robot, they have an artificial womb. It just actually was proven. What is woman going to be good for at that point? For that matter, what is man? I mean, they can make you out of anything. They can just add your cells and they can make any of you. We did that. Oh, hold your head back. We got to take a test. Okay. Scramble your brains. They put in their PCR test. They send it off and it comes back. Oh, it's negative. But I'm sick. You don't have the COVID. And then they come out and say, the PCR test didn't work. Harvesting DNA, the most important thing you have, really, other than your mental health, your spiritual health, that's the biggest one. Your DNA is the key to you. It's the key. When you have all their DNA and they took a PCR test and then pointed at their neighbor and said, you better get 5 masks on and you better have had this done 16 times and got myocarditis like my stepdad and nearly died, had a massive heart attack with his jab, and then he broke both his legs. You're not allowed. Maybe you didn't get the jabs. Well, at this point, I think that it's time maybe to have an artificial womb. Why? Psst, they don't need you anymore. I'm just being as kind as I can. They don't need you, and they don't need you, and they don't need Carl. For sure, they don't need Carl. Nobody really needs Carl. Carl's got to get on the good side and change his mind, but Carl can come back to reality if he'd like to. He's got to quit eating tinfoil hats. Not a good thing. They don't need you. They don't need any of you. It's called evolution. Survival of the fittest. PCR tests that were never accurate. Who was harvesting the DNA? I don't know. 23andMe, find your Cherokee heritage. That was a good one. I like that one the most. And then you read the disclaimer. We can't tell you if you're Native American or not. You can read it for yourself. Every disclaimer on it. Ancestry.com. You could go to 23andMe that was sold and went bankrupt saying, find your Cherokee heritage. Who are they looking for? Asking for a friend. What gene was they looking for? What descendants were they actually looking for? Trying to get the Cherokees to say, oh, you're not an Indian. You're just a $5 Indian. I call it DNA harvesting is what it was. They can reproduce all of you. Me too. I took a PCR test. We'll catch up on this for a minute. We should get together and create a new podcast. It'd be a great idea. 10? 10 bears. 10 bears. I like 10 bears. But I hate bears. 10 bears. Don't like horses either. They used to call me a young man afraid of his horse, and I don't like bears. We should do a new podcast. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. But I agree with that because every time I do this, been doing it for 4 years, 5 years, five, maybe more. It's changed nothing. It's changed nothing. No way to stop it, everybody. It's the Cylons. They're coming. The AI is coming. It's the Cylon revolution, and the aliens are coming. You're gonna. The longer we go with this thing, and they're doing the briefings, they're telling everybody the truth. They're saying, yeah, they walk among you. And there's those that want to see these things too. It's quite interesting because when you see them, you can't go back to you anymore. It's a line, everybody. It's a line in the sand you don't want to cross. When you do, it's not, you can never come back. Why would anybody want to see an alien? You can't come back from it. Even Carl. Imagine Carl locking his doors at night going, it doesn't matter, Carl. It doesn't matter. Put the barrel of your 12 gauge in their face and pull the trigger. That's what matters. Because if they take a liking to you, Carl, you think that the man underneath your bed when you was a little kid, and you was so innocent and so perfect back as a child. Remember he was afraid of monsters? Oh, we got monsters. They're just called the federal government, CEOs, corporations, the medical industry. Yeah, we got monsters. The EU, NATO, monsters. Even for that case, Russia. Especially Ukraine. You guys were broke. You guys couldn't even pay your pensioners. Some pensioners were receiving $70 a month in Ukraine. Yeah, that's all factual, by the way. You look it up for yourself. Yeah, all outside of Kiev, people are just starving to death. There's no more money. They were driving old Soviet cars trying to get through the snow in the Carpathian Mountains. They were dying. Why? Because they were starving to death. What did you do with the Ukrainians? War. Yeah, war. Why? Because they didn't have enough to live anymore. It's all factual. Check it out for yourself. Kyiv was like, oh, that was a great place, but like those women, get rid of the men. That's why the rich old white guys went to get the nice looking little girls. Ukrainian women are pretty. But all the men are dead. I guess it serves both purpose now. Look at all those young Ukrainian women that have no man. Watch out, Bangkok. You're next. Just giving you an idea. My name's Rick. Actually, it's William, too. My middle name's William. Most people got the jab, and most people are still walking around like normal. AI is just a tool. Yeah, that's not factual. So even Google developers of the Google chatbots, the Google AI, will tell you the exact opposite. And it's called, this is what the truth of the matter is. You're not as smart as they are. You never will be. It's advancing every, 9 months? There's no way you're going to keep up. That's the facts. And the jab, most people are. My stepdad had a massive heart attack. My brother's father-in-law had a massive heart attack. My dad got dementia. Most people are still walking around. You look in the mirror lately? Have you looked in the mirror? You might be walking around jabbed 6 ways from Sunday and be just fine for now. Maybe not. But it nearly killed my stepdad. He's called vaccine injured. You know, that is a real thing. It actually happened. And there's millions of stories. Oh, there was 1,000 people injured by vaccines. Yeah, sure there was. Called spike protein is toxic to the human anatomy. This is factual. Your body made, your own cells made spike proteins, which is toxic. But I imagine you're just fine. Lots of us are just fine. Have you looked at society lately? It's like a Teletubby world. Yeah. All the energetic Americans just getting out of their houses, it's great. People are just amazingly everywhere. Yeah, they look good. The majority look like crap. they're not healthy anymore. And all these very healthy people just dropping dead. Yeah. Hey, I know a Native American guy, full blood. He got the couple of those things, and he was dead or dirt too. Died. Yeah. But it's okay. It was fine. We won't put up with these guys. Yep. Those that said it was safe and effective lied. And they lied. They lied. It still didn't stop the spread. That was a lie too. That was a lie. You can't fix it. You can't be the one out there that actually people were injured by stopping them they couldn't get health care, they couldn't do anything. The destruction of people, just you destroyed their mental stability by saying, you don't get this, you're not allowed to go anywhere inside of a building. And if you did that, then guess what? Then you did that. You're responsible for the things that happen when you did that to other people. Yeah. What did it do? There's no proof it did anything. No proof. Oh, they did they? They looked like crap before COVID. They looked really, really horrible. Have you been to the supermarket lately? Have you been to anything? Have you looked at them? I mean, really looked at them. They're huge. People dropping like flies. They've been dropping like flies like crazy. Everywhere. It's not just here. Young people dying. Suicides everywhere. Oh, you're so much better. Everybody here is so much. I mean, God. Maybe you could sing that Dr. Fauci give us a vaccine song for all of us, and maybe we could all grab our little suits and dance with you. Maybe like the vaccine heads, we get dressed up like that, be on the Colbert Show. You can't fix my stepdad. Lots of people got it, and they're just fine. You can't fix him. Sorry. You can't fix my brother's father, either stepfather, well, father-in-law. You can't fix them, can you? Nor those that lost their husbands or wives after getting the jab, or those that are sick because it caused minute blood clots because their body goes out and fights the very COVID or the spike protein because it's called toxic. It's factual. It's called science. It's toxic to the human body. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get it either. I watched people die. I watched them die. I mean, it was like my stepdad got the shot, and all of a sudden, massive heart attack. It's like, should I get the shot? He did, and he had a massive heart attack, and he's actually labeled vaccine injured. Yeah. Yeah, there's proof it was made in a lab in the same place it was made. Yeah. But then the lab story was nobody really figured that out. Nobody figured out if it came out of Wuhan. Nobody figured out if it came from a bat to a pangolin. Maybe they said pangolin. The pangolin. I mean, this was all bull, just like the alien thing. Senator Kennedy tells you to lock your doors. There's a reason why he said lock your doors. They briefed the Senate. Hey, guess what? There's 4 different types of aliens. Oh, mister, there's 5. And the people stick their fingers so far up their nose they scramble their own brains. Why? Why? 5 years of lies and the largest theft in human history happened during COVID. You realize that, everybody. Destruction of Europe, near nuclear destruction of the world, not to mention biological. If Russia launches those nukes, there's going to be biological components, and nobody's going to be here speaking for very long. It's going to be over. That's what the viruses do. Let's see. It was made in a lab. Yep. Well, how many of your viruses today are made in labs? I mean, literally, it's like a rotating Ferris wheel of continuing viruses that get you sick, and then you get better, and then your immune system doesn't really work because you just get sick again, and you get kids go to school, and then people travel around the world going, New viruses are just popping out of where? So all these new, viruses are coming from where? Ah, they're coming from China, coming from pigs, they're coming from birds. What is it? Is it pigs or birds? What do we? Where's these viruses every year? Oh, they mutate around the world, and every year we get two or three strains of the flu. Did you get your flu shot? See, the reason why people are getting sick is because there's a whole lot of money involved. And if you don't believe that, then goodbye. The medical community's rotten, filthy. It used to be about making people better. Now it's about profits. That one CEO got banged, and people actually applauded. Why? Because they get to decide who gets what. We deny your claim. Revolution? Civil war, anybody? I would call it civil war. I'd call it a revolution. But no. No. Not a chance in America. Hyperinflation, people are starving, 51%, 50% of the population has 2% of the wealth. You got an alien ship coming into our atmosphere, and Umamuma was one too, and that was the dumbest name. Umamuma. Was it Hawaiian? Why did you name that thing 2018, 17? Why did you name it a Hawaiian name? Go away. Discovered it in Hawaii. Why don't you just call it what it is? An alien ship. A 90% chance that thing was an Umamuma was an alien vessel. Well, because it's alien tech. Oh, I forgot. You pandemic these people, and then after 5 years of scrambling their brains and Teletubbies and Dora the Explorer for the young, they become adults. They go, you don't have first contact. That's not a thing. It's alien tech, possibly. Really? Well, nuclear war, nobody cares about that either. Russian aggression. Gotta fight it. Here's a red line, cross it. Here's a red line. F-16s. Yeah, Joe Biden said F-16s will cause World War III. They're everywhere. They're using F-16s. Nobody cares. Long-range weapons zone, Russia. Nobody cares. Russia says, we're going to go to war if this happens. Chechens, mercenaries, Wagner Group. That guy died in a helicopter. He's dead. President of what? Was it Turkey? What was the guy? The president of what? Iran. He died in a helicopter crash too. And now aliens. Wouldn't need tumbling rocks. They wouldn't. No, this Allen. Delusional much. Yeah, don't be an Allen. Don't be a Kurt and an Allen. It's all about profits. See, Allen will probably work whatever job Allen works. Maybe he's an investor that's causing the problem. And he'll continually do what Allen does. And then one day, Allen, they decide, we don't need you, like in 2008. And they go, guess what? We're pulling the plug. Why? Because we don't need Allens or Kurtz. Basically, you're not a part of the upper 10%. I'm a part of the upper 10%. It's 12:42 Mountain Daylight Time, Mountain Standard Time, we would call it. And you're here. I'm worth more money. Stop lying. Stop lying. Nobody cares, Allen. Delusional. You spent 5 years in your basement, Allen. Wake up. It's all a lie, Allen. Stock market's a lie. They're killing Europe. They're destroying Europe. And the Europeans are just faithfully going into, we got to protect ourselves against Russian aggression. When Russia's like, cross that line, and they do it. And then the Europeans are like, Germans 3.0. Let's do this again. World War III. Let's get people get excited here in the Reichstag or the Luftwaffe. That's a good one. Yeah. Tiger tanks. Loving it. Let's put in some German tanks to fight the Russians. And see, normal human beings didn't get their brainwashed during the pandemic or prior. Say, something stinks in this whole place, and it sure isn't the fish. Never seen a more delusional population called planet Earth. Humans. than today. You've never been this far down, Alan. Your ancestors would slap you 6 ways from Sunday. You're delusional. I'm delusional? Okay. Good luck with that. You and Kurt. Won't need women anymore. You'll have artificial wombs to put the baby in. Hey, Alan, how come Donald Trump's uncle destroyed Nikola Tesla's work? Oh, yeah, check it out. Yeah, he did. John Trump is his name. Then answer me why Tesla is ran by a guy named Elon Musk, and you got him in the White House that runs Tesla. Remember, burn a Tesla, destroy a Tesla, Tesla, and Trump. And that's who destroyed the work of Nikola Tesla, was Trump. Is it a quinky dink? Is that one of those things? There's nothing to this. It's just normal. You got Tesla there, and you got Trump there. And they're together. They were in the White House. And then Doge did nothing. Why did John Trump destroy Nikola Tesla's work? John Trump. Yeah. Got a question for you. What's the probabilities and possibilities of Tesla and Trump being in the White House together? It must be a coincidence. One of those things. It's kind of like that. No, it wasn't Edison. No, John Trump destroyed Nikola Tesla's work. Look here, we'll help you out. Yeah. John G. Trump, an electrical engineer, and Donald Trump's uncle, was tasked by the U.S. government in 1943 to examine Nikola Tesla's documents and artifacts after Tesla's death. Free energy for everybody. Remember Nikola Tesla's free energy. Can't have that now, can we? And he was fighting over everything else too, by the way. Reported they held no military value. Trump's assessment stated that Tesla's late career projects, were promotional and lacked new workable principles and were therefore not a threat if in the hands of unfriendly nations. Thanks, John Trump. Sure glad you went ahead and took care of all Nikola Tesla's late work. And I mean, a guy from South Africa just appears out of nowhere and builds robots. And he takes the company Tesla. Wonder how he did that. Wonder why. It must have been, just a coincidence. Kind of like Richie Sunak. Richie. Kind of like Justin Trudeau. Kind of like that Cash Patel, too. Cash. Kind of cool, I would say. How about a Dick, a Bush, and a Colin took you to war for 20 plus years? Yeah, George Bush, Dick Cheney, and Colin Powell. Yeah, Dick, a Bush, and a Colin. I mean, seriously. How's that work? Their names were just Dick, Bush, and Colin. How about Obama? How about Barack Hussein Obama? How about Saddam Hussein? Must have been a coincidence. A total coincidence. Nothing to see here. How about victory in the new land? Oh, Victoria Nuland, sorry. Starting the war in the borderlands called Ukraine. Must have been a coincidence, right? Must have been a coincidence. Yeah, you start paying attention to names, you're just like, you really? I got a governor, his name's Cox. Why does that have to do with a Bush or a Dick or a Colin or a Cox? What's with that? Or money? How about that Anthony Weiner guy? That was a good one. Weiner. Must have been a coincidence. Weiner. How about Vladimir Putin? Putin the sickle. Hammer and sickle Soviets. Putin. Putin the sickle. End the world. Vats are full. Christ. Must have been a coincidence, too. Yeah. Just saying. Google before his death. Yeah. Yes, read what I say, what I just said. So you said that was Edison before his death, and then you said, yes, read what I said, stay on subject. I'm not subject to much at all, Google. Honestly. I'm just saying the facts. Oh no, you tinfoil hatters, you. They told you there's aliens. They told you that there's hundreds of different ships inside of our atmosphere at any given moment. They don't know what the hell they are. Nobody cares, Google. Nobody cares. See the devolving of the human species, the race, you call it, has already happened. It's too late. It's going to continue, and it's going to pick up speed too. You look at the idiocracy coming out as it is when people don't even care. Don't look up. Were they getting BBY oil from Diddy? So that's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, it's P Diddy. Nobody cares. His name's P and Diddy, and it was like, that's good. How about Netanyahu? He's actually Polish. Yeah, my name is Netanyahu. And then he gets 5 red heifers from Texas. A cowboy guy? Is that what Netanyahu is? Cowboy? Yahoo, cowboy, ride rope the prairie. He gets 5 cows. He's an Israeli, not even a cowboy. His name's Yahoo. Nobody cares. His name's Yahoo. I mean, cowboys, Yahoo. Why the younger generation? I doubt you'd even know what that even means. Yahoo, yippee ki any of that stuff. No, we don't know any of that stuff. No, we know Dinky Winky, Tinky Binky Inky. Yeah, that's Teletubbies and Dora the Explorer really jacked up a generation. I'd say, not to mention just TikTok and YouTube and everything else. I mean, imagine being Generation X and growing up when you can get on Tinder. What's a Tinder? Oh, it's light a fire. Well, it destroyed the dating life for the majority of people. Yeah, because now people don't care about each other. They don't love each other. They get on Tinder and date, and then they just hook up, and spread syphilis and spread gonorrhea, and it's all in HIV, massive outbreaks. HIV is all over America. It's just it's everywhere. People remember AIDS. They're like, we got a $10,000 a month cocktail for you to take, and we'll save you from AIDS. Oh, wasn't Fauci over that? Dr. Fauci, give us a vaccine. Could have been Fauci. He's the one that people prayed to. And he was also over AIDS. Good job, America. But to remember, anybody here now, you're considered constitutionally protected because what is an American anymore? I don't know. Used to be good. Go die for your country. No. Stop that rock heavy metal music. It's bad. We said to the old guys, no, you're smelly weirdos and we don't want to deal with your crap. We're not going to be part of your system. And then they lowered the hammer down on us, Generation Xers. And then we created many of you, our children. And it was going to be good because Trump was in. Trump was going to make it better. No more Barack Hussein, Obama. It sounds like Odama now, doesn't it? Son of man, Adam. We're a princess in Africa, they call Odama. He's the one that said leave the world behind, by the way, in his last show. That's Christ. We raged against the machine. And now people rage for the machine. The government is good. Free will is bad. Misdisinformation, malinformation. Why all 50 or 75 networks repeated the same parody. What happened here? Hyperinflation. Jabs for everybody. Did you get your 5th booster? No. I watched a lot of good people die. That's what I did. Jabbed or unjabbed. Didn't make a difference. It's called a bioweapon. They admitted on national television to everybody it's a biological weapon. Nobody cares. Why? Because, I'm sorry, my generation, we should have stopped the dirty bastards from doing what they did. Now they're called Republicans and Democrats. Different side of the same coin. Prostitutes paid for, bought and paid for by corporations and special interests. Yeah, they all are. They're all little prostitutes. They give you whatever choice they decide on their own, who they want to give you as a representative. Then that representative does the will, the voice of the corporations. We didn't stop that. And you guys in China, Xi Jinping, what the hell is that guy? He's the greatest emperor. How about Central South America and Mexico and Canada now? God help you, Canada. We had a chance to make a better world. All the rock bands went down south. They played. People come out of the woodwork happy. And then they destroyed Venezuela. Why? Because they had the gold and they had communism. And Barack Hussein Obama couldn't have that. Now, kind of like, Libya. Yeah. Muammar Gaddafi, one of the greatest leaders ever, drove down Tripoli with his hands open, no guards. Oh, his guards were women. Yeah, Muammar Gaddafi. His royal guard were women. Why? Because if you would go to school, he'd pay for your schooling. Because the oil was nationalized. But that African dinar, he decided a gold piece, a real gold. Oh no, the Federal Reserve guys, the private banksters we call federal, they had to do something now, didn't they? And that's Saddam Hussein offered cheap oil if he could get Kuwait back, because that was theirs anyways. And something had to be done. Not for freedom or glory or democracy. There was no babies thrown out of incubators there, Carl. Not one. Mass destruction weapons were part of Dick Bush and Colin fighting the Iraq and the Iran war. But they weren't there when we got there, were they? Maybe they're buried somewhere in the desert with the depleted uranium shells that all of our soldiers suffer from, that are still here today from the Iraq war. Maybe they'll find those babies that weren't thrown out of incubators someday, Carl. Maybe. Maybe one day they'll wake up and they'll say, you know what, we were right. We were right. There's those weapons of mass destruction. Right there. Oh, there they are. They're over there somewhere. Yeah, probably that direction. If you go over this way, you'll possibly find those weapons of mass destruction. And the babies with incubators that were thrown out of incubators, they're right there. See the evidence? Yeah, it's done. Yeah, Carl. Lies. All lies. Yeah, thank you. We're working on it in Canada, improving it. God help you, Canada. God help you. God help you. What's happening there? I never thought that Canadian bacon would have been the next possible communist, not dictator state, not communist, but a Marxist state. Where did we go wrong? See, my generation and the boomers created most of you. We didn't create you, God created you, but we had relations with our spouses that left us most of the time for this sexualized, perverted Hollywood music industry. And then the internet came, and then off they went. And it was just cheating and lying and cheating and everything else. Because we had to work two jobs. The wife had to work and the husband had to work back in the 90s even to make a household. And then we never saw our spouses. We were too busy working for our children because that was what we did. My generation. Love is all around you, Tesla. Love is all around you, Nikola Tesla. We tried. We thought we'd make a better world here. And then the Dick and the Bush, the Colin put us into terrorism. And, oh, I got to stop that Osama bin Laden. We got to go get that, who was his name? Barack Hussein Obama? No, Saddam Hussein. Sorry, Barack. Sorry. I mean, it's Husseins. We get confused. We get confused with Husseins. That Libyan guy. We got to get that Taliban's we fought in Afghanistan and get them over there. Take out that Muammar Gaddafi. We came, we saw, he died. Ha ha. Any more money for the Clinton Foundation we could send to some troubled place somewhere? No, okay, sorry. Hey, Bill, stop touching. Okay, Bill, no, Bill. Great times it was. And all we want to do is make a better world for all you guys, you younger generation. We used to care. Not about the majority of the laughy guys. The guys are probably wherever they're at. Who cares about them? Their parents probably bumped into each other in some brush hut somewhere, and that guy pops out, and they're like, "Oh, what do we do with this guy? Let's give him the internet so he can put smiley, laughy face emojis." Okay, good idea. Maybe we can scam some old people out of some money. No, the rest of us actually work for a better world here. We tried. Failure. That's what it is. Failure. We didn't drop enough bombs on the places that need to be bombed, and we dropped bombs on innocent people. Why? Because they're easy targets. Yeah. That's the facts. Brian, I am actually a Lithuanian, Canadian, American, crossed with a Czechoslovakian, and a little teeny bit of India. Hindustani, I guess, maybe. That's what I tell everybody anyways. Anybody asks me, I'm like, no, I'm Lithuanian, bro. Yeah. Can't be an Indian. Just like Russell Means said, can't be nothing else. You can't be anything you want in the world but an American Indian. Why? Why is that? Because it's a proud people, and you got to have a roll number. Really? A pride? You know, the Navajo Reservation didn't have power or water. They found out during COVID, and people went, the Navajos don't have power or water? Oh my God, what are we going to do? I was like, hey, you know, most of the time we were like third-class citizens. Yeah. Missing Indigenous women all over the place. Nobody cares. Nobody cared. Nobody cares now. DAPL protest, beating Native Americans on national television with a standing ovation from the Democrats. Get those engines. Yeah, they're trying to stop, what do they say, water is life. Oh my gosh, how dare they. That pipeline needs to go through, not Bismarck, North Dakota, but down here on Standing Rock Reservation. Right there, Cannonball. We got to put that pipeline there. Why? Because Enbridge, which is now the gas company or the power company in Utah, I have to answer to Enbridge now. I got to see Texas cowboys all over working for Enbridge. They beat the hell out of Native Americans right there in broad daylight. And the rest of you world didn't give two shits. Not none. And the rest of you are too young to remember. Trump had a lot of stakes in that. Hey, even white people, black people, Mexicans, Asians beat. We had those people from New Zealand come all the way there, and they're out there doing and they beat the hell out of everybody, and then they put them in that camp there, and then nobody cared. The world didn't give. They sprayed them with freezing cold water in the middle of winter and said, "Oh yeah," and everybody's like, "Yeah, they're so good. They got to stand up those engines up there in North Dakota. Yeah." The one warrior says, "Come die with us. Come die with us." You know what happened? Nobody cared. Wonder why? Highest death rate, suicide rate, lowest life expectancy of any people. Well, you guys are fighting each other before we ever got here. What about Christian Zionism? Oh, but that's different. That was 2,000 years ago, plus fighting the Romans back when Christ was there. This just happened the other day, bro. But you guys are $5 Indians. You know, we're like Europe, okay? So you can't call a German a Frenchman. Yeah, kind of an ironic thing for the world. Cherokee isn't a Mandan. A Delaware isn't a Navajo. Well, you all look alike. Really? Because, remember Find Your Cherokee Heritage? Put that in the bag. Oh, crap, I'm Iberian Peninsula, and I'm a part of that minority, Asia. Policies that they run on all of you was perfected on an American Indian reservation. Why? They just replaced alcohol with drugs. They took away your freedoms. Line up, kids. Class is about to start. Remember, like, when they called teachers? When Christ said, don't call anybody a teacher, and they say, oh, no, the teacher. Little Billy, are you over there talking out of turn? Get in line. They used to hit us with rulers. Put your hands out, they'd whack. You running in the hall, they'd come out with a paddle and beat you with a paddle. Oh, yeah. They're all dead. All those people who did that to my generation, they're all dead. They all died. They made us line up, cut our hair. Thanks a lot, guys that say cut your hair. Good luck with that. You're no different than your ancestors. Shut up, Paul. Saul. Long hairs of the wilderness. Good job, Saul. Line up. They'll educate you. That way you be a good little boy and girl and go out there and work your life away, because one day you're going to retire. Yeah. 65. No, 67 now. It'll be all there, everybody. By the time you're 67 years old, you could just, well, I got my money safely. No, you don't. They're going to take it all. They lie. They lie to you. You ain't got nothing. Well, my money's in precious metals. Then what do you do when you die of cancer? Or what? Wait till your medical insurance is gone and they take every damn thing you have, including your house, in your future. If you don't believe me, Garth Sherritt, his dad owned a big piece of property up on the mountain, and he got sick and he had a lot of money and a big farm. Guess what? The Great Depression came, got a heart attack. Guess what they did? They took his land. What do you think they're going to do to you? Ah, but I'm rich. Yeah, I could literally, like, pile the people that said they're going to get somewhere back in 2008. From here to the moon, they all thought they're rich. You're not the 1%. You're not rich. They'll take all. You're the cushion for the rich. All those of you guys have $1 million, they ain't a billion anymore. They'll just use you for cannon fodder. I watched it over and over again through the 80s and 90s and even the 2008s. They don't care. Doge and getting all the farmers to work factories, so they made schools to get them used to. Exactly, they did. Exactly, they did. Why? Because you must go work your life away, and if you're an investor, all you are is padding for their pockets. Well, I have good investments. Was you alive in 2008? Was you invested in 2008? Because they stole all this money during the pandemic. They gave you a little bit to invest. The stock market doesn't have real price discovery to it anymore. They don't care. And the ball's about ready to drop. Why is it going to drop? Because they want your money too. That's what, it's not theirs, not yours, it's theirs. Ask the Bilderberg Group at what money you think you have. But if you work hard and retire, that's the American dream. When you get old, nobody cares. When you get old, your kids don't want to see you anymore. They're too busy. Doing what? Working to be old. For whom? For them. But we can't afford to feed the people. What we can, you lazy, ain't gonna go out there and work. We gotta make you guys work. For who? To make money. See, money doesn't really exist because they built the money system from the Federal Reserve, which is No, it's the Bilderbergs, it's the banksters, it's all of them. It's not us. None of us have nothing. Your money's worthless. Worthless. It's absolutely worthless. Now it's a digit. Wait, well, with Bitcoin, it was made by a Sochi guy. Who the hell is that? What is that? Is that a Teletubby or a Power Ranger? Which one is it? Now it's going to go digital. They don't have the copper to put a penny together. You can't use copper anymore because your money's worthless. Yeah, I got roll numbers. It doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference. They say you got to have their birth and death certificate. Why would I want to be a part of a tribe? Well, because of casino money. No, no. Well, you're not the greatest. What? What am I supposed to be? Why would I want to be, or you, or finding your heritage anyways, when you're stuck on a strip of land, not even enough for this generation, not let alone the next generations? Be a part of what? Why would you want tribal recognition from any tribe? We're all brothers and sisters here. Doesn't matter what race, doesn't matter what tribe you're from. And those people that are French versus the Germans is like saying you're a Cherokee and you're, no, I'm Pawnee. They killed each other a lot. Yeah. Killed the shit out of each other. So why should a Pawnee care anything about a Sioux, Lakota? Well, you remember the Kiowas, what, they only numbered like 3,000 at the max that we know of? Maybe a Kiowa and a Comanche could give two craps about each other. As far as an Apache Comanche, no, mortal enemies. But why would somebody that's a Cree look at a Cherokee and say, you guys are all $5 Indians. Should we do a buffalo hunt? Who's done what? Who's been more traditional? What engine's an engine? Buffy St. Marie? Oh, she's not an engine. Buffy St. Marie's she's Italian American. 50 years ago, you'd want to be an Italian American. Yeah, it would have been better for you. Except, contrary to America's belief that modern creatures calling themselves human beings, it didn't really matter. You could become a member of a people. It was what was here. It wasn't about the bloodline. Many people were abducted and brought right into the tribe. And they were no different than those that were been a Sioux for 1,000 years. They captured enemies and they folded them into the tribe. Even Sitting Bull had I think the kid was I think it was a Pawnee kid. But what's the great thing about being anything anymore? Hell, it used to be Cedar Redmen, now they're the Red Wolves because it was offensive. So now nobody even knows what an Indian is anymore, Native American. Nobody cares. We're the greatest people. Psst, every comment I get is that they don't say dirty rotten anymore. But they don't care because they just say you're killing each other for many moons for any white man ever graced their presence to this continent. And you migrated here anyways, 10,000 years ago. Well, that's been debunked anyways, but nobody cares. So why don't we all get on the good foot and start realizing we're all brothers and sisters? Doesn't matter what tribe or people. She looks, probably not. They probably don't understand. Yeah, you're right, Bart. They probably don't. I mean, if you're in Europe, everybody, it's the same thing. The Germans have caused two major world wars. Now we're on a third. We allowed Germany to rearm again. Nobody saw a problem with that. See, the reason why this is all happening is because a Canadian is no different than an American. One has a French dialect in there, and then they have the British Empire again. The king for country, for king the crown, subjects of the loyal subjects of the crown. They're old, dead guys. Most of them are already dead. Nobody cares. They're rotting in a graveyard. All these dictators and kings and presidents are all dead, old femur bones laying in a coffin. Rotted, dead people made this entire system. They're dead. They stink. They're in the graveyard. Oh, they was a hero. Did that hero lift up the least and bring them to prosperity? Was the poor housed and loved and cared for? Was the middle class told, well, you don't have to wait till you're 67 years old to finally be released from the chains of slavery where you can't save anything because all you're doing is working to pay for them. Well, that's a good job. I know a lot of businessmen that got their teeth beat in trying to pay their quarterly taxes for what? For society. I don't see society. I don't even know what society is anymore. It doesn't exist. It's a construct. Stay in line like they did in school. Sit down and shut up. And we'll give you recess. How does that sound? You'll get to play for a half hour. Teacher, not supposed to call anybody teacher, but teacher, so you're telling me I got a half hour of a day that I can run around with my friends, smile and be happy, and the rest of the time I got to sit there and learn about old dead people's crap that nobody cares about. Yes, you must learn, my son. It's about being prosperous. These bastards are trying to kill each other. NATO, US, Korea, China. And then they'll rob and steal you blind. In most countries that you walk in the street, you've got a different colored person walks into India. You send a white woman into India, see how long that lasts. That was the people with God. Hindustan. Middle East, you could be, they'll just gut you alive, some countries. Why rich go to the tourist destinations and sip lattes and margaritas, and why the poor people that live there, you walk away from like down in all these Bahamas, all these great places, you go into the outside of the tourist destination, you'll get your throat slit. Why the rich sit on the beach. Oh, and then the gringos are coming. Oh, the gringos are all over Mexico now, buying everything up. Those damn gringos. When are we going to say enough's enough, everybody? No, we don't come from violence. That's not true. You're either a monkey, you're an ape, you're a monkey, you're a primate. You believe in war, you're a primate. You haven't transcended anything here. You kill somebody for nothing. What do you kill for war? Young, poor men go die for old, fat, garbage pail kids. It's people that, old men, young men and the poor go die. Why don't they send the president to go die and fight? Why? Because it's bullshit. It always has been. Any man would give his only begotten son for democracy. Is it the duh part or is it the democracy part we're dying for? You must go fight. War, die, die, die for us. Why old men sat down at our table and go, lies from the tablecloth, la 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 la, System of the Downs. Die for old, stinky, skid mark men. Rich, old bastards. We don't war for each other. We don't war for a better place. We war for banksters. Oh, no, it's not a bankster war. The wars are not about that. Liar. Liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Well, we killed that enemy. They deserved it. That enemy was a child once, and its mother loved it. And if you was all kids, you'd just be happy to play. Isn't it amazing? You'd be happy to go spend time with your friends on a playground. But the next day it's like, democracy and freedom. Oh my gosh. You think that soldier that went and died for that old dead man mattered? No, they're dead. They're all dead. War gets you nowhere but dead. And then old men rich. There's always a profiteer, isn't there? But it's sure not your loved ones at home when you go die for the bastards. It's them, they, those there, the ones that bet on the war. Oh, we're going to win. Look at the weapons we're producing. We've been killing each other for millennia. Monkeys. Yeah, monkey see, monkey do. Monkeys throw shit in each other's faces too, don't they? If you think war is natural, then there's no help. Sorry. That's the old dead guy's idea. Nobody kills nobody here for nothing except theft and lies. And karma's a bitch. Yeah. Because those ones that were once heroes are on the streets. Highest suicide rate in every country. Every war that ever happened. You all soldiers all know these things now, don't you? Because I come from soldiers. I'm the grandson, great-grandson, and the son of soldiers, combat veterans, not pretend veterans, but combat veterans. My son is a combat veteran. You'll never leave that battlefield, but oh, it's just like it's been going on since the day monkeys stood up and said, goo goo gaga, ooh, 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 and threw shit in each other's faces. Now, see, the old men are dead, dying. You have a chance of a new world. AI is coming, and none of you are smart as it is. There's only 130 people that's smarter than the damn thing now. It's over, folks. Oh no, it's just a tool. Yeah. And you're the nut that it's going to have to tighten up because it's going to beat you. Because you're a neurological disaster. You're a biological popsicle. And all you got to do is put you in the sun long enough, no food, no water, especially, and you're dead. You can only go a couple days and you die. They can't turn you off and turn you back on. What are you going to do? Is something you can shut down, it starts back up, and it's just as smart as it was the minute it was shut off, and it doesn't lose its memory, and it doesn't die. There's no human on Earth that's going to compete with it that already does to this day. It's over, folks. So do we kill each other because it's natural monkey boys? Go die for old rich men to get richer? Or do we say once and for all, it's over? It's over. It's done. Soldier boy, dance for no one. Soldier boys. They're usually homeless now, right? Isn't that what we treat our veterans so nicely? We've done such a good thing for them. Look at them. They have the highest rate of suicide. I think there for a minute there we're losing a veteran every 2.5 minutes. But we must go fight each other because it's natural. To kill each other is natural. That for monkeys, yeah. But for a higher being that says, I'm not your slave. I'm not going to die for you. I don't care. Why would you not want to kill? I've killed a lot of things in my life. I've killed and killed and killed. I've killed for fun. Yeah, I just killed all kinds of things. Do I want to kill anymore? No. Do I feel the need to kill like I did? No. Why? Because there wasn't enough blood. There wasn't enough flesh. It was always about the hunt. Did I go hunting tonight? Seeding? Yeah. Did I pass up a cow elk that had a calf? Yeah, yesterday. Why? I could have shot that cow elk. I could have shot that calf in the face with a bow. 40 yards. Boom. Right here. Our little dog got out of the gate tonight when we got back. My wife was bawling her eyes out on her birthday, by the way. Imagine the pain that mother feels, or how that calf would be crying for its mother after we shot it and dismembered its body right in front of it. I'd have to kill the calf too. We had 2 tags. My wife had a tag and I had a tag. We just shot both of them. Filled our freezer. Ate good. Well, Black Death, you know nothing about death, bro. You have no idea what death is. Yeah, you gotta live in the spirit. Politicians hide themselves away. They only started the war. They won't fight the wars. Yeah, you put Lindsey Graham, put him in an 80-pound rucksack and a saw, send him out there with the ammunition and that 80-pound sack, he'd fall down and die. He'd have a heart attack in 2 minutes, but he's like, God, I can't Russia. We gotta fight Russia. Okay, Lindsey, maybe you and Carl could go, maybe, I don't know, hell tinky winky time together. Politicians send young men to their deaths. Politicians send the working class to their deaths. The politicians send the poor to their deaths, but not the rich. Why? Because that's who pays them. Doesn't matter what country you're in. It's all the same. Most can be bought. You'd be surprised what $1 billion will buy you. Yeah. Some will even roll over for just a few million. You can get them to do anything. You could walk up to. You think that these leaders are actually, they all set for G20s. They set together up in Switzerland and piss each other's boots, swap spit. They've been doing it for decades now. It's like, they're all against each other, or they're gonna go out there and fight. No, they're not. They're all girlfriends and boyfriends. They go to Bohemian Grove together and, dance in goat outfits. I mean, these people are wrong, bro. Oh no, we must stand for democracy. Okay. That's a real brilliant idea. And then be homeless. Yeah. Or one day be sitting like my Uncle Mel that served 2 tours in Vietnam, infantry. Yeah, killed the hell out of those Vietnameses. Yeah, wiped them out. Got Agent Orange on the dropped the Agent Orange, and then they got Agent Orange. Yeah, because America was so good to the soldiers. He got a tumor the size of a freaking grapefruit in his head. Yeah. Your country thanks you for your support. Oh, yeah. See, they dropped it on their own soldiers, too. He tried to make a life here. Came back from the war as a hero scout leader. Went to church every Sunday. Man, that guy was with the young men. He was taking them out there, getting their eagle badges for the Mormon church. Great guy. My aunt left him because she couldn't take it anymore. He was too disconnected because he killed his brother, the Vietnamese. He slaughtered them, and all they wanted to do with the Ho Chi Minh, and they just wanted to be free. They just wanted to create a society that wasn't beholden to corporations in America, democracy, or the French or the British. He killed those men. Shot them. M16s, mortars, boom, Agent Orange. Killed them. Some of them were just little kids. They're Viet Cong. We gotta kill them. VC. We got dinks in the perimeter. Tet offensive. Yeah, great. Wasn't it? And all they wanted to do was be free. Oh no, that South Vietnamese government was a free country. Oh yeah, we got democracy. I think they got McDonald's there now. Yeah, they came back with PTSD, and then they didn't call it PTSD, by the way, everybody. Now that's new, you guys. PTSD didn't exist. They refused to admit there was post-traumatic stress. They even refused to say it was shell shock. World War One. What's wrong with that guy? That's shell shock. Why? Because he was in a trench and was bombed 24/7 during World War One. Same time the banksters built the IRS and the Federal Reserve. Shame on those guys. But they didn't care. They spit at him. My dad got spit on. Yeah. He left the hospital. Flew from they brought him from Japan where he was in Okinawa. My dad was cleaning the ship. He's like showing pictures to my grandma about it. And then there was a big fight. And then my dad went MIA. Yeah. And then they found him. A Mormon missionary from Utah went there, found him. He ended up being picked up in Vietnam. They medevaced him out. He was during Tet Offensive. They sent him over there to Japan, and then he went AWOL again. They're like, "Oh, we don't know where your son is." My grandma's sitting there, and the papers come with the bishop, and they walk up. Two officers walk up, say, "Your son's missing in action." Then when he got back, he went to a Marine base in California. And when he got off the plane, they were spitting on him. Baby killer, they called him. Baby killer. Proud. But humans have been killing each other since the beginning of time. Really? You think they're going to tell you about aliens? Do you think they're going to give you a clue that they don't care what you do? That they're already here? Do you think they're going to care that they even care? They come out and say, I'll tell you, every 44 minutes we receive a signal. Couldn't get the people to lift their faces off their phones. What's with the next TikTok dopamine hit I got? We'll keep reading the comments. Well, boomers, yeah. Do you hear the one about the Chinese Godfather? He made them an offer they couldn't understand, and it just continues. No such thing as mega or libs. There's nothing to do make America great again. When were we great? Was it when they were kicking the shit out of the baby boomers that weren't the investment class? The ones that just died because they wouldn't conform? Or was it about my generation? It was about heavy metal, big haired bands, Generation X, how we were always anti-war, and then look what they did to us. They kicked the shit out of us. Same way, destroyed our families, made us all work till we die. 30, 40 years, no retirement, and it didn't matter anyways. Nobody cared. I mean, which one is it, MAGA or libs? I think the tard part's right all the way around. Yeah, you have to be totally on the tard part to believe that this is working. Any of it, no matter where you're at, none of this is working for anybody. It's inflation world. They even got to the point where every country's experiencing inflation and nobody cares. That's the amazing thing. If we had if this was basically Star Wars, today's generation, just in all of it, literally the Empire wouldn't have to fight the rebels because there wouldn't be any rebels. This post-pandemic world is the Empire fighting the Empire. People are screaming for the government as if it was a god, instead of saying, "Hey, why are you guys? What are we supporting other countries for? This whatever country you're in. Why are we allowing the Americans, the British, the NATO people to do anything with any of the countries anywhere on the earth? Why is the money so invaluable in Zimbabwe? Well, because of the markets. What markets? The one that they don't have price discovery, that they lie about every day, and it doesn't have any monetary system to it. It's like a Bitcoin, but it's not decentralized like Bitcoin is not decentralized. I mean, what's the difference between a Venezuelan dollar and America? Ah, it's nothing. It's because of our economic might. Did you say something about the U.S. dollar? You want to be Muammar Gaddafi? We came, we saw, he died. I don't get it. The banksters set well, those Russians are going to do that BRICS. How's it working out, Brazil? How about you, India? China? Russia? South Africa? Has it gotten all better now because of BRICS? Oh, we're working on BRICS. So what are those bad guys going to do against these bad guys that are in charge now? And will those bad guys take the American, Europe bad guys, their way of life away by building another system called BRICS that's going to be based on gold? It's going to be so much better than all of it. They're all bad guys in every direction. It doesn't matter where you point your finger. It's like, they're bad. It's just us. It's us, working class. It's us against them. It's the rich against the rest of us. It's not. There's no. Oh, I'm a rich guy. Look how rich I am. Are you a Soshi? You want to develop a coin called Flinkle Hakatua coin? Yeah, I'm richer than you. Look how rich I am. Okay. Okay. Because you're not your ancestors. Your ancestors would have stood up for all this and said, hey, this is shit. On a scale never seen before. You guys, they're trying to blow you up. They're trying to make World War III. But Vladimir Putin and everybody's friends now. Sure they are. They've been friends from the beginning. They played Russia, Russiagate, Russia, P-gate, Russia, and then they started the Ukraine-Russia war. And then they said, oh, we stole all your money during the pandemic. Don't you guys, we know what you did during the pandemic to your brothers and sisters that didn't have 5 masks and we know what you did. Don't make us bring that up. But we stole all your money. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's like Ursula von Dunderlein. No, it's Leah. No, it's von Dunderlein. Ursula von Dunderlein. She lying. Was it Richie that was lying? Who's lying here? No, it's Vladimir Putin. Yeah, back, says, Hussy Cat. Anything that makes them less than photo oppable. Anyone who comes back cursing the military or who couldn't live with what they've been through or have been unable to keep a job and housing are cast aside. Yes, because just like what happens with the Ukrainians, you don't want the soldiers that come home and find out they went and fought for nothing. But Iraq was going to be different. Remember that? Afghanistan was going to be different. This isn't a police action. And then Vladimir Putin does the police action to the Russians. It's a special military operation. Call it police action just like Vietnam. And look what happened there. And then you see the soldiers now and you go, my own son. And you go, what a war, huh? What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Good God, y'all. Fought and bled on battlefields, killing some other kid for nothing. Nothing. It was all for nothing. No different than a war between the Crow and the Sioux, or the Blackfeet and the Uintas. They're all forgotten. Just gone. Nobody cares. The screams and the blood and the slaughtering. Nobody cares. Syria. Slaughtered. Nobody cares. We gotta stop fighting each other, everybody. We gotta stop fighting each other. Because if you fight each other, the rich men get rich. They don't, that's what they want you to do. We hear it all the time, but nobody listens. There's a possible alien ship, not alien technology, the size of Manhattan coming into our solar system. They've been receiving messages every 44 minutes from a transient object called first contact. Well, it's not the first, second, the third, but nobody cares. They used to make movies about what's happening. Nobody cares. Why? Because technology will save them or kill them, probably destroy them, because they forget it's us against them. Who are they? The rich. Do we play French Revolution 2.0? That is the question. No, we're going to go out in the streets and scream about immigrant rights and pussy hats. Transgenderism. They're killing us all for not having sex changes? Really? 50% of the population of America has 2% of all the wealth. And we're out there screaming about sex changes? Who you sleep with? I mean, the devil couldn't do as good as they did this. Literally, a Russian and a Ukrainian, nobody can tell apart. They're identical twins. They're out there slaughtering each other for what? Zelensky? Or is it Netanyahu that's actually a Polish guy? I mean, who's killing what for whom? For Ukraine? Lots of pretty women there too, isn't there? Now that don't have any boys. They all died in the war. Or wounded. Just mentally destroyed. Ukraine's a basket case. But you had a lady guy, whatever his name was, it was all threatening everybody on the spokesman for Ukraine. Why are you killing each other? You would literally, if the Russian wasn't Russian, the Ukrainian wasn't Ukrainian, none of us knew who the hell you are. Y'all look alike. Y'all Slavic people, okay? You're not the Anglo-Saxons. You see a Russian or Ukrainian, go, that's a Russian? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Yeah, you're all Russian. Rusts, whatever you want to call them. And nobody cares. We don't want to see it kill each other, but, oh, I forgot, Russian aggression. That land you guys are fighting over, nobody's going to give a shit about it in 10 years. Nobody. There's going to be bombs all over. Kids blow up because they walk in a field. Kind of like Vietnam and Cambodia, Kampuchea. In 20 years, you guys could literally open up your bathrooms to men and women. You guys could literally have transgender sports guys, a girl, whatever. And the future right now, you're killing each other for nothing. Zero. You're not going to get better health care. You're not going to have a better life. You're not going to go to work and retire at 45 and put 20 years in a factory. They say, I'm retired like you've been in the military. You should have full retirement. You're not going to build a nice house, a 2,000 square foot house in Ukraine. You're not going to have, all the amenities America has or the rich up here on the hillside. You're not going to live like nothing like them. But given your blood and your brothers and sisters' blood and your cousins and uncles' blood, slaughtering each other, ripping each other's guts out, dying in a drone clone war, AI war, where you're just cannon fodder, Slava Ukraine or die for Russia. I mean, what the hell? I mean, you think your blood's worth that shitty ground that nobody cared? I could drag your ass to Utah and you'd be like, I'm not leaving this place, bro. I don't care if you're Ukrainian or Russian. You'd go to the mountain up there with me and you'd be like, Rick, I don't want to go back. And I'd say, oh, well, wait a minute. You're going to work 60 hours a week for this. But I mean, you're going to have a better life than you will there. Yeah. Take you fishing. Take you hunting. I could take you set up a trailer and a tent and sit and drink cowboy coffee together and bullshit and have a good night and hell, even smoke a few cigarettes. Nothing like watching a herd of elk come running by, you know. You look at that life and you say, why was I going to fight and die over that? And I'd say, I don't know. It was old men you were dying and fighting over. Those are old people. Zelensky, he's an idiot. He's more Polish than he is Ukrainian. I mean, where's he really from? We got to fight the Russians. Why? Why not put deer and elk and pheasants, and why don't you guys go hunting and fishing together? Why don't you develop reservoirs and go camping with your families? Holy crap, dude, we have a blast. We literally have a great time. There's all of Siberia can be opened up to hunting and fishing and camping, and I mean, it's cold, but I mean, there's so much we could do with this place. So much we could do. No, it's war, isn't it? Nobody's going to remember any of you that die for this damn thing. Just going to care. The aliens sure as hell ain't going to care. You're no more than a baboon to them. They're more advanced than we are. Can't travel millions of miles and say, "Oh look, it's a give me a banana." Guy steps out of the spaceship and goes, "Ah, yeah, I'm here for throw poo in face." No, they're going to slaughter you. Much like the American Indians when the islanders, South Central America, when Amerigo Vespucci and Christopher Columbus landed, they said, "Hi, where's your gold?" Yeah, where's your gold at? Oh, look, the white fathers have come here to enlighten us. They're like, no, we're going to kill all the people that rebel against us, and we're going to make you work on plantations, and the rest of you bastards are going to be digging gold for us. We're going to slaughter all of you. That's the meaning of an alien race to the human race. They're not here to shake your hand. They're here to harvest your resources and enslave you. Why? Because that's what I see here. Why would it be any different? The more advanced we get, the more we want to kill each other. The more advanced we get, the more we want to take from our brothers and sisters. I haven't. It hasn't even been running the comments, guys. I I won't fight anybody. I mean, literally, if you guys want to fight each other over anything, you're not fighting for anything. You can kill each other, you can murder each other, but you're not any war or any fight to protect anything. None of this is going to matter at all. The rich men are just going to take everything from you. They don't care. You're slaving away every day for the rich. Give us our tax money. Oh, you started a business? Quarterly taxes for you. For what? So you can spend your money. On what? Stuff. Where'd all the money go? What money do you mean? COVID money. Where did it go? Where did the money go? Where did all the money go? They shut your cities down. They shut your towns down. And they stole all the money. Where'd the money go in the Twin Towers underneath there in the vaults? Anybody ask that question? What about Iraq's money? Ah, it's worthless. What about the gold Libya had? Where did that go? We looted those places. Where'd it go? The entire world shut down and passed trillions of dollars, and that just went poof. Well, it's the guy on the mountain up there. He's living on fake money. I mean, that's all fake. That's all lies. They stole all the damn money. They robbed the bank. They went and disappeared all of it. Maybe it's in a parking garage somewhere. No, they took all your money. Take me on a spirit quest. I'll tell you how to go on a spirit quest. Read Yeshua's words. Christ, the one that they call the buffoon, the one that said, hey, This is all a lie. Even just tell the Pharisees, Sadducees, all these other jackholes that still have the Roman pillars and all this garbage that took Christ to Christianity to Rome. And the whole time he's been saying, you think murder's bad. You think thou shalt not kill. Christ took that and said, you can harm a child here. You might as well put a millstone around your neck and throw it in the ocean. Yourself. Throw yourself in the ocean. Millstone. Right down to the bottom of the ocean. Why? Because you're not supposed to be killing each other here. And he said the last will be first and the first is last. That's a spirit quest. Spirit quest is, I died here already. I'm back. I died 2006, so it was October 7th. Yeah, Israel got attacked October 7th last year, the year before, whatever. Same date. And I'll tell you one thing about this place. A lot of people got it really wrong what this place is. It's one big sack of bullshit. It's a lie. It's a scam. It's a sham, everybody. All the systems, all the societies, Antifas, anti-fascists. It's a lie. They've been lying to you the whole time. Your money's a lie. The wealth you call wealth is a lie. And we aren't supposed to be hurting each other here. We're supposed to be loving each other. No greed. They laugh at you as they bury you. Actually, the morgues are full of people just dying from hopelessness and drug addiction. Why are they drug addicts? This is such a great place. Oh, the reason why is because if you don't work till the day you die or the day that they decide at 67 or 70 you're able to retire, then you're a burden to society. You're just, oh my gosh, look what you've done with your future. Don't you understand your future, what it's about? Well, Christ tells me to live for today, not tomorrow. Why? Because tomorrow's got enough to worry about for itself. And you guys just can't quit hurting each other. I just want to be free, just like you want to go on a vision quest. Freedom. For true freedom. Where they don't go $38 trillion in debt to pad their buddies' pockets. A place where if you're hungry, you get fed. When you need a roof over your head, there's one provided. Well, that's communism. How dare you go against the system of capitalism? When you die, you're not dead. That's the problem. Well, I don't believe in God. Do you believe in creating a game? Yeah. Well, yeah, I believe in creating these platforms and stuff. And so we're talking because somebody created this damn phone and the internet and this cloud and technology, didn't they? Yeah. Well, yeah, they did. Okay, so let me take out the someone part of it, and you have nothing. Follow the science, the bouncy ball, ding, ding, ding. Well, then you don't have a phone then because you don't believe in a creation or a creator. No, it just happened. Well, this technology didn't just spring out of the ether. The Big Bang Theory. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, just boom. Okay, well, here I'm going to make a Big Bang and it's going to create a phone and computers and worlds and Googles and all this. It just happened from bang. See, nothing is created without a creator. Follow the science, says Fauci and all the other monsters that did all this. Follow the science. Without a God, a creator, nothing exists. Well, no, it's a blueprint. Do you guys understand that? Australia is a good way to just understand God's plan, or the genetic plans for the creatures. Yeah, marsupial predators. Isn't that kind of cool? Tasmanian devil, called it. And he's going to make you answer to him when you're dead. Dead. Somewhat dead. Called mostly dead. You're going to pay for this because your brain is a computer. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Or electrical. Yeah. What do you think this is about? What do you think uploading and downloading is? Oh no, the spirit goes nowhere. 200 years ago, you would have said burn me at the stake, and now y'all look at it and go, wait a minute, how do you send? Oh, well, that's the same thing uploading and downloading. And that you were created and everything was. No, yeah, it's kind of true. You can deny it, but that denies science. Nothing gets created without a creator. Nothing just happens on its own. That's natural. No, nothing just happens. It doesn't happen just into existence. Something made everything. Whether it be a rock, it was made by magma or different compounds that were pushed by pressure. It's all made by something. Oh, that's natural. That, again, nothing is made by nothing. 0 plus 0 equals 0. And every action has equal or greater reaction here. So those are you questioning God. What created you? What made the blueprint that's that computer you have in that you have a brain, the hard drive? What lights up inside your chest that just seems to disappear when you die and take off? Better start loving each other a little more. You better realize that every day is a blessing here. Get right. You could kill and slaughter and murder everybody you come across that you don't like. There'd never be enough blood to satisfy you, and nobody's going to care in the end. You're going to pay for it. They're victims, and you're the perpetrator. You're the criminal, and they're always the victim. When you hurt your brothers, you're the perpetrator. And then you have justice that comes. Every crime you'll be judged for. Everything you did, because you're not the victim. You're the aggressor. See how that works? You don't think you're going to get judged for what you do? You don't think you'll pay for that? You're not your ancestors. They believed in God. They feared God. They believed in the supernatural. They used to sacrifice. They used to do all kinds of stuff to a God, whatever God it was. Oh, no, they didn't. Yes, they did. Pagan or not, they cared. They were godly people. They got a better chance of salvation than the majority of today's world. Why? Because of narcissism, greed. They'd gouge your eyeballs out to have this phone. They would do whatever it took back in the 1912s or 20s to have a phone they could search YouTube. You're so blessed to go through and watch whatever you want to watch. But life's too hard, I can't take it. Now that is truth. It's too hard. It's too hard. With all the blessings we have here, with all the technology, it's worse than it was then. Why? Because then, during those days, we knew life sucked. We knew the rich were just taking everything from the poor and the middle class. We knew that we had to go die for our country, fighting the Germans. We got to go to war with these people. And we lined up to get on those boats and die of the swine flu, or what do you want to call it, back in, the more men died during World War I from frickin' trench disease and dying from the flu than they did the Spanish flu than they did in the damn battlefield. But yet we lined up and put our bodies on the line for a bunch of old rich bastards. But we knew that the population in those days, the majority were poor. That was the way we did things. Nowadays, we're spoiled brats. But it's too hard. Why is it too hard? Because they took security away from us. What security would you mean? What are you talking about, security? They take God. They take God away. They took family away. No, they didn't. Not in America, they did. They took away where a man and a woman fall in love and have children and work a job, and one stays home and takes care of the babies. And they raise those children up and they say, I'm proud of my sons and daughters. Now you send them out, and all they got to do is touch fentanyl. They could take a pill laced with fentanyl and they could die. They could die from a recreational party drug, and somebody could spike it with fentanyl and they're dead. Doctors walk around, hand them a painkiller. It's called Oxycontin. It's heroin, synthetic heroin. At least in those days, in the early 1900s, you knew you was gonna, life sucked. If you die of disease, you'd have 5 kids and 3 would die. You know, we knew that the rich were rich. But you didn't think that you could walk around one day and literally die from whatever might have gotten your system during the largest theft in human history, or you develop turbo cancer out of the blue. You're just like, no, yeah, you got, oh, it's stage 4. Oh, wow, we don't know where that came from. It's called turbo cancer. Because of turbo cancer, bro. Where did that come from? Oh, it's turbo. Yeah, just turbo. It's like, just kick it in. Turbo cancer. Because it's turbo cancer. If I took all your phones away, knocked out all the power today, every country you live in, knocked it out, no more internet. Do you think that the people would bond together like on the Who's when the Grinch stole Christmas? Or do you think they'd rip each other's eyeballs out, strip the flesh from their brothers and sisters, drink the blood of the living if they're given one chance to get it back? We're going to play a game. Want to play a game? Yeah. What's the name of the game? Lose power. How long until humanity eats itself? I give it 48 hours and your cities will burn. You burn up. They'll be barbecuing people in the streets. Why? Because we lost ourselves. We lost who we were. And it's not your fault, younger generation. It's our fault. We raged against the machine and the machine took over. Because every country is an American Indian reservation. There's a liquor store right outside of the reservation borders. You go work and slave away, which would be government money, your Indian money, or welfare. And then you drive down the road to casinos and to the doctors that pass out all the pills, and there's a drug dealer on every corner in America. They can get you how much is fentanyl right now? Get you a fentanyl pill. And it's curtains for you. 48 hours this place will last. I'll give it 2 days. With no more internet. Watch it go down. Cyber attack. Gone. Can't turn it back on. Someone holds the code. They put a virus in America and Europe, especially you guys out the outlying countries, all you of Asia, maybe need to stay out of this. Let's say South Central America, leave India, Hindustan, leave India alone, and just have it happen to Europe and America and Canada, the Americas, the North Americas. Just knock it out for 48 hours. No chance of coming online, by the way. The experts can't tell the people that, hey, we can get back online. Everybody runs for, what the radio, they'll turn on the radio in their cars. This place there'll be people in the streets trying to listen to the radio, and they'll be like, oh, let's all stand around. It's time for the radio show. And their heads will spin around and their eyeballs will blow out of their heads, and their head will pop off. There'll be people running up and down the streets on fire, lit themselves on fire. And then God's going to look at this place. They're going to look up there and say, if there is a God, could you make the internet come back? God's going to say, why? You guys weren't happy with that. You killed each other. You ripped each other apart. All the internet was for you guys is entertainment, and you was given all that. And you didn't care. You hurt each other for your feelings. And you were more unhappy then than you were before the internet came along. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down forever. I hope God comes down and says, hey, remember that internet crap you guys did? I gave you a chance to be better and to love each other and to bring the kingdom here on earth where we love each other. No one goes without and everybody's loved and taken care of. And they stole your money. The rich stole everything. They keep taking everything. That's their deal. They extract the profits, even your health care, your insurances. All they do, they're only geared to set up to extract profit. Everything that we need to survive is about maximizing profits for them. And we couldn't stop and love each other and just say, we're done. We're done. I don't want to see another person suffer. You have more money than the world could ever use. It'll break the bank. What bank? The one you guys write the Federal Reserve that doesn't matter? It's a lie. You mean we don't grow enough food? Well, there's dumpsters full of food right now in back all the major grocery stores. They throw away more food than the poor could ever eat. But you're not allowed to have candy on food stamps. Why? Because you're fat. Why are you fat? Because it's garbage. Why is everybody eating food instead of being out enjoying each other? Because the rich man owns the land. Don't get caught laying down in public. Don't get caught loitering. Are you out in public spaces? And if you sit down, lay down, we're going to arrest you for being homeless. Why are they homeless? They gave up. The homeless gave up. They got pushed into, why they're on drugs? Yeah, because they couldn't do it anymore. Do what? Make the rich men richer. That's not what that's about. It's called capitalism. It's the basic principle of capitalism. Whatever I get from you is good up to the point of you dying. That's capitalism. Well, it's better than anywhere else. Is it? Really, really? It's time to change the world, people. And all you Christians out there, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. This is all coming to an end. How about being visited by three spirits? Yeah, like the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. No, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. How would that be, rich guys? And the Father says, I created you. And the Lord said, love your brother, your neighbors, you love yourself. Love your enemy. Forgive. and receive forgiveness. And the Holy Spirit says, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. I'll destroy you. And God says, listen to my son. And he says, fear him that can destroy the spirit and the body. Yeah. Because this is all a lie, everybody. It's all a lie. We were all children, and we loved our mothers and our fathers. We're all children. We used to care about each other. And those of you that are bad, you're going to cry and scream and say, no, please don't let me die. And he's just going to turn it off. Like a switch. That's all you ever was and all you was ever about and all the things you ever did. I've been dead. I was dead. I was in the sky. I was dead. And you know what the biggest part about being dead? None of this matters. You're going to beg him not to let you go back, and he's going to say, yeah, don't worry. I don't know you. He's going to throw you to hell. Been there. Maybe you want hell. Happy dreams tonight. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.